Picture this. You've just stepped outside to admire your thriving vegetable garden, the one you've lovingly nurtured with homemade compost and organic fertilizers. Your peppers are plump and promising, your lettuce is lush and green, and your tomatoes are reaching toward the sun. Then you spot it. Telltale signs of unwelcome visitors, nibbled leaves, missing fruits, and evidence that deer, groundhogs, rabbits, and other hungry critters have been treating your garden like their personal buffet. As fellow gardeners, we've all been there. The frustration is real, but so is the solution. Today, we're diving deep into the world of natural pest and critter repellents that actually work. No harsh chemicals, no expensive commercial products, just time-tested garden-friendly methods that will keep your crops safe while maintaining the healthy ecosystem you've worked so hard to create. Before we can effectively protect our gardens, we need to understand what we're up against. Deer are drawn to gardens because they offer a smorgasbord of tender, nutrient-rich plants that are often more appealing than their wild alternatives. Your pepper plants, with their sweet scent and juicy fruits, are particularly irresistible. Groundhogs and rabbits gravitate toward young shoots and leafy greens, while voles create underground tunnels that can damage root systems. The key to successful natural pest control lies in making your garden less appealing to these visitors while creating barriers that discourage them from even attempting to enter. This isn't about harming these creatures, it's about redirecting their attention elsewhere while protecting your hard work. One of the most effective natural defense strategies involves using plants and homemade sprays that create an olfactory barrier around your crops. You know, deer, rabbits, and many other garden pests really rely heavily on their sense of smell to navigate and identify food sources. By introducing scents they find unpleasant or even threatening, you can, create an invisible fence around your garden. Lavender stands as one of the most versatile pest-repelling plants in your arsenal. Its strong, distinctive scent not only deters deer, rabbits, and various insects, but also attracts beneficial pollinators like bees and butterflies. So, plant lavender in clusters around the perimeter of your garden or intersperse it between vulnerable crops. And the bonus? You'll have a steady supply of fragrant herbs for cooking and crafting. Rosemary serves a dual purpose in pest management, repelling deer while simultaneously deterring cabbage loopers, Mexican bean beetles, and carrot flies. Its woody stems and pungent aroma create a natural barrier that most animals just prefer to avoid. Go ahead and plant rosemary near your brassicas and root vegetables for maximum protection. Garlic and onions are, honestly, powerhouse companions in the garden, deterring everything from aphids to even larger mammals. Their sulfur compounds create an odor that, well, rabbits, deer, and many insects just find downright offensive. You can plant garlic cloves around your garden beds in the fall for spring protection, or, grow green onions as border plants throughout the growing season. Creating effective natural sprays is, honestly, both economical and environmentally friendly. A garlic oil spray can be made by mincing 6 cloves of garlic and soaking them in 2 tablespoons of mineral oil overnight. Then, just strain the mixture, add it to a quart of water with a few drops of dish soap, and spray directly on your plants. Be sure to reapply after rain or every few days for optimal effectiveness. Hot pepper spray works exceptionally well against mammals. All you need to do is blend 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper or hot sauce with a quart of water and a few drops of dish soap. This creates a burning sensation that deters deer, rabbits, and groundhogs, but, without causing any permanent harm. Always make sure to wear gloves when preparing and applying pepper-based sprays. For a comprehensive deterrent, you'll want to combine crushed garlic cloves with chopped hot peppers and water, then let that mixture steep overnight. After that, just strain it and spray it onto your plants. This combination, honestly, addresses multiple pest categories all at once and can be especially effective when you apply it to plants that are showing those first signs of damage. While scent-based deterrents are, highly effective, physical barriers actually provide immediate and reliable protection for your most vulnerable crops. The key here is choosing the right barrier for your specific pest problem, and of course your garden layout. Fine mesh netting creates an impenetrable barrier against deer, rabbits, and birds, but still lets air, water, and sunlight reach your plants. You'll want to pick netting with holes small enough to keep pests out, but large enough so it doesn't restrict plant growth. And don't forget, secure the edges tightly to the ground or use landscape pins to prevent animals from crawling underneath. For groundhogs and rabbits, chicken wire buried about 6 inches deep and extending 2 feet above ground, well, that creates a really effective barrier. The buried portion, it keeps those critters from tunneling underneath, while the above-ground section helps stop them from jumping over. And if you angle the top of the fence outward at a 45-degree angle, you'll get even more protection against climbers. Row covers can serve a bunch of different purposes, protecting your plants from both pests and the weather, and they even help create a little microclimate that can extend your growing season. Lightweight fabric covers let your plants grow while keeping insects and small mammals at bay. Just remember to remove the covers during flowering if you have crops that need pollination. Mulch selection can really make a difference when it comes to pest activity around your plants. Rough textured mulches like crushed eggshells, coffee grounds, or even coarse bark create uncomfortable surfaces that deter soft-bodied pests such as slugs and snails. Go ahead and spread these materials in a wide band around your vulnerable plants, and be sure to refresh them as needed throughout the season. Gravel or crushed stone mulch provides long-lasting protection against crawling pests while, also improving drainage and soil temperature regulation. This works particularly well around perennial herbs and vegetables that prefer well-draining soil conditions. Strategic garden design can significantly reduce pest pressure by creating natural deterrents and confusion zones that make it harder for pests to locate their preferred plants. This approach, often called companion planting, has been used successfully for centuries. Monoculture plantings act like neon signs to pests, making it easy for them to locate and feast on their preferred plants. By interplanting vegetables with herbs and flowers, you create a confusing sensory environment that makes it harder for pests to navigate. Plant basil among your tomatoes, marigolds throughout your vegetable beds, and nasturtiums near cucumbers and squash. So, trap cropping involves planting sacrificial plants that are actually more attractive to pests than your main crops. For instance, you might plant radishes to lure flea beetles away from your eggplants, or maybe grow sunflowers at the garden's edge to attract aphids away from your vegetables. This strategy does require a bit of monitoring though, and you'll need to remove pests from the trap crops to prevent any population explosions. Creating habitats for beneficial insects, well, it really transforms your garden into a natural pest control system. Planting flowers like sweet alyssum, dill, and fennel will attract ladybugs, lacewings, and parasitic wasps that prey on harmful insects. It's also important to maintain small areas of native plants and, avoid using any pesticides that might harm these beneficial creatures. Effective natural pest control, honestly, requires consistent monitoring and seasonal adjustments. Make it a habit to walk through your garden regularly, checking for early signs of pest activity and adjusting your strategies as needed. Keep an eye out for chewed leaves, droppings, tracks, or any other evidence of unwanted visitors. It's important to refresh scent-based deterrents regularly, especially after rain or watering, since their effects can fade pretty quickly. Most homemade sprays, honestly, need to be reapplied every few days to keep working well. Also, don't forget to replace or refresh aromatic plants as they mature and lose their potency. Take some time each week to inspect your physical barriers for any gaps, tears, or spots where animals might be sneaking in. If you spot any damage, repair it right away to prevent pests from establishing patterns of entry. And, it's a good idea to clean netting and covers every so often so they stay effective and don't end up harboring pest insects. Now, for those really stubborn pest problems, you might want to try some more advanced natural control methods. For example, beneficial nematodes can be introduced into the soil to help control various grub species and other soil-dwelling pests. These tiny, microscopic organisms are totally safe for humans, pets, and beneficial insects, while still targeting the pest species effectively. Pheromone traps are a great way to monitor and control specific insect populations without using chemicals. These traps use natural attractants to lure pests, which helps you figure out population levels and the right timing for other control measures. Plus, encouraging natural predators by creating suitable habitats can offer long-term pest suppression, making your garden even more resilient. The most effective natural pest control systems honestly combine multiple strategies rather than relying on any single method. Start with companion planting and basic physical barriers, then add scent-based deterrents and monitoring practices. Adjust your approach based on the specific pests in your area and the crops you're growing. Remember that natural pest control is an ongoing process rather than a one-time solution. Consistency and patience are key to developing an effective system that protects your crops while maintaining the ecological balance of your garden. Your homemade fertilizers and organic growing practices have created healthy, vigorous plants that are naturally more resistant to pest damage. Now these natural protection methods will complete your sustainable garden ecosystem. The satisfaction of harvesting pest-free vegetables using only natural methods is, honestly, immense. You'll know that every tomato, pepper, and leafy green was protected through environmentally friendly means that support, rather than harm, the broader ecosystem. Your garden becomes a testament to the power of working with nature rather than against it. Ready to transform your garden into a naturally protected paradise? Try these methods and let us know which ones work best in your growing conditions. Don't forget to subscribe to Smart Garden for more organic gardening tips and share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to ditch the chemicals for good. Together, we can create thriving, sustainable gardens that nourish both our families and the environment.